Hello, children. It's time for another dark side of spirituality. So today I am revisiting a topic that I did, about a year and a half ago. Development groups. Yes. So let's talk about the development group. I'm going to call it a con, to be honest with you. Now, something that irks me when I'm at events is when I'll be sat there and I'll see a client having a reading with a reader, psychic, and they'll come running past over to their partner, their mum, their friend, whoever. Oh, they said I could be a psychic. Oh, they've offered me a place on their development group. Now, let's be perfectly clear here that everybody has psychic abilities. Not everybody's going to be a psychic because it depends what level you are on your goes round on Earth to how open up you're going to be. It also depends on if your role, your alignment is to be a reader. But everybody has it in them. Now, sadly, some of these readers do this just to make money. You know, there's a very prominent, active spiritual medium on the event circuit who seems to say this to everybody. Well, he's not wrong because everybody does have psychic abilities, but it's just all about that. Now, there's no lie that I offer my tarot tutorials. I have a monthly group. It's not a development group. It's a spiritual advice and guidance sessions where I talk about the down the rabbit hole stuff and the guys ask questions and put their thoughts forwards on it. But it's certainly not about psychic development. Now, I don't think I've ever told anybody about my tarot course at an event or in a private reading unless they've said, I would like to learn tarot. Now, maybe that's because I'm a bad business person, or maybe that's because I have moral and ethics and I'm not just trying to fleece and rinse people out money. Now, the sad fact is, you need to question, do these people have the talent or the qualifications to be offering this stuff? You know, case in point, the spiritual medium who seems to plug their weekend courses, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just my opinion, they're not a tarot reader. They're not. You know, they're a spiritual medium. So what qualifies them to be saying they're a tarot reader? Now, you could say, well, you know, what qualifies you? Well, I'm best known for my tarot. You know, the other thing is, you know, no offense, but of all the people, I'm going to do a second video about this, but of all the people on the circuit who've trained by this person, there's only a couple that are any good as readers. You know, for me, development groups, especially when people are pushing it, they're just a way of making money or pushing somebody's narrative of their belief system. You know, I touched last time I did one of these on closed development groups. What that basically means is you have to be invited. You can't just like look it up and go, "Oh, I want to go to that," which is fair enough. You have to be invited. Now, this was actually touched upon on the unreleased case of the missing CD that I did, and I feel that I'm able to kind of mention this part. To be honest with you, so there's a closed development group near me. Let's just say, and I was informed that at this closed development group I was being discussed. Now, why I was being discussed and gossiped about at a closed development group that, as far as I'm aware, I have no connections with the people standing at that group. Anybody that I did have connections with had been removed. The only connection I had with this development group was the person running it, who I used to do some psychic nights with. Now, why people who don't know me were discussing me, I believe there was talk of me being a narcissist and a manipulator, aggressive, angry, blah blah fucking blah. At a psychic development group, God only knows. But they can often be breeding grounds to spread hate. They can often be breeding grounds to identify people with natural talent, let's say, so people who don't really have to work at it, in an attempt to shut them down, to knock their confidence, to push them out. Don't think. I mean, from what I mean, I've never done a development group because I'm not a social person. Believe it or not, I don't. If it's all not, Richard, of course we know you don't like people. I'm not keen on people, and I've experienced firsthand the nastiness, the depravity of the human race. And I know the dangers that can be bred within development groups. And having spoken to a lot of people about certain development groups, they're just vile, toxic places. Don't get me wrong, if you want to go and you want to socialize with people, and I'm sure there's lots and lots of really good development groups out there. But most of what I ever hear about development groups is toxic depravity, lies, gossip, rumors, and it's just not very nice. Yeah, so I suppose, just as from my opinion, just be careful of those readers who come along and oh, you've got psychic abilities, you want to join my development group, you've got psychic abilities. There are other ways other than development groups. There you go. Ta-ta for now.